Hello everyone, and welcome back to Move Well After 60, where we empower you to live your most vibrant, independent life. We're tackling a question I hear so often from folks in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. When we're young, we hardly ever think about what to eat to live longer. It's all about eating to be full, to taste good, to satisfy our cravings. But as time goes on, our hair turns gray, our steps slow, and our hearts, after silently beating for so many years, start to have their own voice. Then every bite of food is no longer a spontaneous choice, but a deliberate decision for our life, a crucial choice for our health in old age. With 30 years of experience in medicine, I've witnessed countless stories and worries from my patients as they entered their golden years. Something as simple as a piece of fruit at 65 can be the key to keeping the heart beating steadily, the memory clear, and the legs strong enough to walk with grandchildren. Today, I want to share with you 4 types of fruits to be cautious of, and 4 wonderful fruits that, if we had known sooner, could have helped us maintain much stronger health. Fruits to be cautious of in old age. I'll never forget the story of a 72-year-old gentleman, a former patient of mine in California. He absolutely loved durian. Every time his children or grandchildren brought it home, he'd eat several pods, feeling happy and satisfied. But that night, his blood pressure spiked, he felt hot all over, and experienced chest tightness, leading to hospitalization. He sighed and told me, "Doctor, anything delicious needs to be eaten in moderation." 1. Durian, the lovable but potentially dangerous fruit. Durian is energy-dense, creamy, and intensely sweet. It's a gift from nature, but for those over 65, it can become a heavy burden on the cardiovascular system, causing internal heat, bloating, and especially raising blood pressure if consumed in large quantities. For those with underlying conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or heart disease, eat very little or, ideally, avoid it altogether. Sometimes, saying no to something you love is a way to show self-care in your later years. 2. Lychee and longan. Sweetness hiding a risk. Lychee and longan are distinctly sweet and fragrant, but they are fruits with a very high glycemic index. Eating too much can rapidly increase blood sugar levels, causing dizziness, fatigue, and is particularly dangerous for diabetics, as it can lead to uncontrolled blood sugar. Sweet on the tongue, but potentially bitter for your health. We need sweetness in our hearts more than sweetness on our tongues, don't we? 3. Custard apple. A fruit of childhood, not necessarily old age. Many older adults in the U.S., especially those of Asian descent, remember the taste of custard apple from their childhood. It feels familiar, but this fruit contains a lot of sugar and can easily cause constipation if not eaten correctly. With a weakened digestive system in old age, this fruit should be eaten sparingly and with plenty of water. There are things we once loved that are no longer suitable, like an old coat or a fragrant custard apple. Perhaps it's best to reserve them for memories rather than for consumption at this age. 4. Overripe bananas. Seemingly harmless, but potentially problematic. Bananas are very good, but overripe bananas, when the peel is spotted black or the flesh is mushy, will cause a sudden spike in sugar content. For older adults, limit eating this type of banana. If you do eat them, choose bananas that are just ripe and eat them in the morning. Just like people, fruits have their prime. Overripe is when it's best to leave them be, rather than trying to hold on. Now, let's turn our attention to the wonderful friends of health in old age. I always picture an elderly woman sitting in her garden, holding a pomegranate, smiling as she watches her grandchildren play. That's a picture of peace and health that fruits can bring. 1. Apples, loyal companions for the heart and mind. Throughout my career, I've always encouraged my patients to eat apples. Apples are rich in fiber, great for heart health, help lower cholesterol, and support digestion. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. This saying is truly accurate. Eating an apple every morning helps reduce the risk of stroke and cognitive decline. You can eat them raw, make them into salads, or lightly cook them if your teeth are sensitive. The beauty of an apple isn't just in its sweetness, but in the peace it brings, like an old friend always by your side every morning, quietly keeping your heart beating steadily. 2. Grapefruit. refreshing and soothing like a country breeze. Grapefruit has a refreshing sweet and sour taste, helping to lower blood fats, cleanse the liver, and purify blood vessels. This is a golden fruit for older adults with heart disease and high blood pressure. Even the grapefruit peel can be used to make steaming water, which helps relieve coughs and relax. Eating grapefruit isn't just to refresh your palate, but also to bring peace of mind. Fruits are like medicine, but gentler than thousands of Western pills. 3. Pomegranates. The secret to youthfulness in old age. Pomegranates, with their jewel-like red seeds, are rich in antioxidants. They protect the cardiovascular system, slow down the aging process, keep memory sharp, reduce inflammation, and prevent cancer. You can juice them or eat the seeds slowly, like a form of meditation in every movement. Pomegranates are like a gift from heaven and earth, small, but each seed is like a drop of vitality. Cherishing pomegranates is cherishing youth in your final days. 4. Blueberries or purple grapes. Charms for the eyes and memory. Blueberries and purple grapes are very rich in anthocyanins, extremely powerful antioxidants. They help reduce memory decline, protect the retina, and fight cellular aging. For older adults, these are golden foods for the brain. Older people tend to forget, but there are fruits that help us remember, not just memories, but ourselves, clear-headed, alert, and stable. What do we live for? Someone once asked me that. I usually answer, I live to watch the morning sun, to eat an apple with gratitude, to hear my grandchildren's laughter, and to love myself with every gentle, cherished bite. Old age doesn't need much, just a healthy body, a clear mind, a loving heart, and a decent meal. Choosing fruits is choosing a way of life. Let fruits nourish not only your body, but also the joy of living within you every day. Eat fruit at the right time. Morning is the golden time, when your stomach is empty and your digestive system is working well. Avoid eating fruit immediately after a meal or before bedtime, as it can cause bloating and indigestion. Don't eat too much. Even good fruit should be consumed in moderation. About 200-300 g of fresh fruit per day is usually enough. Too much of anything can be harmful, and fruit is no exception. Don't force yourself to eat what doesn't suit your body. If you have underlying conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or gout, choose low-sugar, low-purine fruits. Your body is your greatest teacher. Learn to listen to it. Combine fruit with light exercise. After eating, take a slow 15-minute walk around your yard or garden. Exercise helps with digestion and also lightens your mood. Fruits don't just nourish the body, they nourish the soul. Older people don't eat to grow, they eat to live lighter, deeper, and more kindly with themselves. Every gentle bite of an apple, every pomegranate seed placed on the tongue, every slowly peeled grapefruit segment is a form of meditation. It's when we listen to our hearts, when we learn to slow down to live more deeply, when fruit is not just food but a companion, a lesson, a memory. If you're listening to these words, then perhaps you, like me, are living some truly beautiful days. Days when we know enough, when we cherish every morning we wake up, every cool breeze, every chirping bird. Days when we don't need luxurious food or fancy houses and cars, but simply peace, a light stomach, and the love of our children and grandchildren. And at that moment, an apple, a grapefruit segment, a few pomegranate seeds are also blessings from heaven and earth, more fulfilling than any wealth. Old age is not an end, but the most beautiful chapter, if we know how to live healthily, slowly, and with gratitude. Don't you agree?